are on a knife's edge, not just in the Middle East, but the entire world. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah has promised revenge on Israel after a week of highly targeted, absolutely unbelievable, to be honest, attacks on members of the terrorist organisation. First, pages all simultaneously exploded, then walkie-talkies, followed by airstrikes on rocket launchers. Israel has not officially claimed responsibility, but it's pretty obvious to most. In fact, we had an Israeli General Avivi, locked in for today, but he has since pulled out. Feels like a lot of them are going to ground. Reaction has been predictable from those clearly confused, and that's been kind. Australia's own self-declared chief feminist, except if you're an Israeli woman, of course, Clementine Ford, posted this after the first round of attacks. Imagine you're just walking around, going about your business, and thousands of phones explode in pockets. Imagine 4,000 people are injured and some killed. Imagine the media calling this humbling and framing it as a precision military attack. Well, it's easy to imagine, Clementine, because that's exactly what it was. Does she not understand that these people are terrorists? I Googled the definition. The Oxford Dictionary says, and I quote, "A terrorist is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims." Let me give those still a little confused some examples of work Hezbollah has proudly claimed over the years. Suicide truck bombings of the US Embassy and US Marine barracks in Beirut, aeroplane hijackings, bus bombs, the list goes on. Oh, and they were targeting civilians. They weren't collateral damage. They are criminals. They kill indiscriminately. I don't know how else to say it. Whoever conducted the attacks on them this week did so in a highly targeted way. In fact, it's hard to imagine a more targeted attack. And yes, of course, the death of anyone not part of that terrorist group is a tragedy, especially children. But if you join a terrorist group that kills innocent people on purpose, then any innocent death around you falls squarely on your shoulders. A political strategist from the United Arab Emirates, Amjad Taha, put it like this, and I genuinely don't think it's possible to improve on. I want to bring it to you now. He says, "You dared to strike at a smart and courageous nation on October 7th, committing genocide, kidnapping their children and violating their women. You thought they would fall, but they rose again, returning after 11 months to correct what had only momentarily slipped, their intelligence. Now they will send you back 1,000 years to a time without technology, where a ringtone feels like a death knell and a beep is a nightmare. You will be haunted by your own shadow too, afraid to use any technology, cut off from the advanced world. And they will defeat you, not with bullets or tanks, but through the unbreakable will of brave, intelligent people. Over a simple cup of coffee, with one decisive click, they will seal your fate and the fate of anyone who dares harm their children. This is a nation the world respects. Hezbollah's pager attacks and today's V-82 strikes are not merely military victories. They represent a triumph for the Middle East over radicalism. A victory not only for Israel, but for all who stand against terror." Look it up. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, nobody knows what will happen next in the Middle East, but I know without any doubt in my mind who I'm rooting for. And it's not the terrorists who celebrate death. It's the country fighting desperately for life.